Hi, I'm a doctor. I'm an expert in aging. Today we'll talk about 2 foods that we should never reheat and 2 foods that we must reheat. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you get notified every time we upload a new video. Okay, let's start with the 2 foods that we should never reheat. The first is eggs. So eggs are a great source of protein, but they also contain a compound called choline. Choline is good for brain health, but when it's heated too much or too often, it can break down into a harmful substance called trimethylamine N oxide, or TMAO. And guess what? Our bodies cannot get rid of TMAO easily, so it can build up over time. High levels of TMAO in the body have been linked to an increased risk of heart disease and blood clots. Now, I'm not saying you should never eat eggs, but try to avoid reheating them. It's better to eat them cold. So what you can do is make egg salad, for example, and eat it the next day. Just don't reheat it. The second food that you should never reheat is fish, especially oily fish like salmon, mackerel, or tuna. These fish are high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are good for heart health, but when they're reheated, those healthy fats can turn into harmful chemicals called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. When these form, the fish starts to take on a slightly burnt flavor and smell, and trust me, no one wants to eat a burnt fish. So if you're going to reheat fish, do it gently. Use a gentle cooking method like steaming or baking. Avoid grilling or broiling the fish because that can increase the formation of these harmful compounds. All right, now let's talk about the 2 foods that we must reheat. The first one is rice. Rice is a great source of carbohydrates and provides energy, but it contains a compound called arsenic. Arsenic is toxic and can cause cancer. It's not a lot of arsenic, but it's still there. The good news is that most of the arsenic is in the outer layer of the rice grain. So when you boil rice, that outer layer gets washed away along with most of the arsenic. So it's important to rinse the rice before cooking and to also keep the water you used to rinse the rice out of your system. So don't drink it, throw it out. Also, brown rice tends to have less arsenic than white rice because the outer layer hasn't been removed yet. The second food that we must reheat is leafy green vegetables like spinach, kale, or collard greens. Leafy greens are loaded with vitamins and minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. They're good for everyone, but especially for seniors because they can help with digestion and reduce inflammation. The problem is that some people, especially seniors, have trouble digesting these greens because they contain oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds that can bind to calcium and other minerals in the body and form painful kidney stones. Heating these greens breaks down some of the oxalates, making them easier to digest. So don't be afraid to add some heat to your salads. Of course, cooking them will reduce their vitamin content, but the benefits for digestion are worth it. Steaming, boiling, or sautéing these veggies makes them more digestible and reduces the risk of kidney stones. All right, so to recap, we have 4 important foods here. 2 that we should never reheat, eggs and fish, and 2 that we must reheat, rice and leafy green vegetables. Hope this helps. And remember, every small change you make can add up to big benefits for your health. Until next time, stay healthy and keep enjoying your food.